I was repairing a broken water recycler when the galaxy decided my life no longer belonged to me. New Horizon Station hung at the edge of civilized space like a forgotten screw rattling in the void. It wasn't glamorous. No shining embassies, no admirals strolling through polished corridors. Just merchants, scavengers, refugees, and the occasional unlucky engineer like me who took a long-term contract because Earth credits didn't stretch far enough back home. I'm Jonah Hale. Human. 32. Mechanical systems specialist. Invisible. At least, I was invisible until she saw me. The station concourse was crowded that cycle, buzzing with voices in a dozen languages, the air thick with ozone, spice smells, and recycled breath. I had grease on my hands and a toolkit slung over my shoulder, heading toward Dock 7 after a 14-hour shift. That's when the chatter shifted. Not louder. Sharper. Like a string pulled too tight. I looked up just in time to see her. She was tall, willowy, with skin the color of pale copper and faint bioluminescent markings tracing her cheeks and collarbone. Her eyes, wide, facete, and gold-green, locked onto me with startling focus. She stopped walking. Her friends, 3 other alien women of similar species, nearly collided with her before following her gaze. Then she smiled. Not polite. Not amused. Triumphant. She pointed directly at me and said, clearly and confidently, "That's my husband." The concourse went silent. I nearly dropped my tools. Her friends froze. One of them hissed something sharp and panicked in their native tongue. Another's crest flared in alarm. I stared at her, convinced my translator was malfunctioning. "Husband," I said aloud, mostly to myself. She walked toward me. Every step was deliberate, unafraid, like she just claimed something that had always been hers. People parted instinctively, sensing drama the way prey senses a predator. She stopped an arm's length away and looked up at me, eyes shining. "There you are," she said warmly. "I was hoping I'd find you before the conclave session." I blinked. I think you've got the wrong human." Her smile widened. "No," she said softly. "I don't." Her friends hurried forward, surrounding her protectively. "Lyra," one of them snapped, "you cannot just, he's a human." "I know," Lyra said, without looking away from me. "That's why it works." That was the moment station security arrived. Within minutes, I was sitting in a sterile mediation chamber with a headache, a cup of synth water, and the unsettling realization that my life had taken a very sharp turn. Lyra sat across from me, perfectly calm. Her friends hovered behind her like anxious birds. An interspecies mediator, a grey-skinned Keth with neural implants, activated the recorder. "State your claim," the mediator said. Lyra folded her hands. "This human is my chosen mate." The mediator's eyes flicked to me. Human response. "I've never met her before today," I said. "I don't even know her species." Lyra tilted her head. "You don't remember saving my life." I frowned. "I save a lot of people. Station accidents. Reactor leaks. Hull breaches. You're going to have to be more specific." Her expression softened. 6 cycles ago," she said. "Outer ring collapse. Fire, vacuum exposure, failing gravity. I was pinned beneath a fallen strut. Memory stirred. I swallowed. You were the one with the cracked breathing sac." Yes. I remembered now. I dragged her free, sealed the rupture with emergency foam, and carried her 3 decks to medical while the corridor burned behind us. I didn't do anything special, I said quietly. You did, Lyra replied. You stayed when others fled. You shielded me with your own body when the pressure wave hit. Her bioluminescent markings pulsed faintly. In my culture, she continued, such an act is not kindness. It is a bond declaration. The mediator stiffened. You didn't inform him? I was unconscious, Lyra said. By the time I woke, he was gone. I rubbed my face. So you just decided I'm your husband? Yes. Her friends looked mortified. She's a path daughter of the Valari houses, one whispered urgently. If she names you, it's legally binding under Valari law. I stared at Lyra. Why smile, then? Why act like this is a victory? She met my eyes steadily. Because you are alive. And because you are gentle. And because you didn't save me for status or reward. The mediator cleared their throat. Under interstellar treaty, a unilateral bond claim cannot be enforced without mutual consent. Relief washed through me. Lyra didn't argue. She simply nodded. I know, she said. That is why I claimed him publicly. I stiffened. Why? Because now, she said, no one may coerce him. No house may seize him. No conclave may trade him. The mediator's implants flickered. You marked him, the mediator said slowly. As protected. Lyra smiled again, gentler this time. Yes. The session ended without resolution, but the consequences followed me immediately. Valari envoys bowed to me in the halls. Merchants offered discounts. A crime syndicate that had been pressuring me over unpaid docking fees suddenly erased my name from their ledgers. And everywhere I went, whispers followed. That's the human. The one she chose. I finally confronted her on the observation deck, stars wheeling beyond the glass. You didn't ask me, I said. Lyra clasped her hands behind her back. No. I declared intent. Asking comes later. I'm not some symbol, I snapped. I'm a person. She turned, eyes earnest. So am I. We stood there a long time. I won't force you, she said at last. If you reject me, I will accept it. But know this, your species fascinates us. Humans bond fiercely, irrationally. You build families from nothing. She hesitated. I want that, she said. With you. I exhaled slowly. You barely know me. I know enough, she replied. You stay when it's hard. Days passed. Then weeks. We talked. A lot. I learned about Valari culture, how marriage was a shield as much as a promise. How choosing an outsider was an act of rebellion and hope. She learned about Earth, about coffee, about bad jokes and stubborn engineers who didn't think they were heroes. Somewhere along the way, the fear faded. The choice didn't. The conclave convened a final time. I stood beside Lyra, hands steady. Do you accept the bond? The mediator asked. I looked at her. She smiled, not triumphant now, but hopeful. Yes, I said. I do. The chamber erupted, not in outrage, but awe. Later, as we stood together watching the stars, Lyra leaned into me. You didn't laugh when I claimed you, she said softly. I smiled. No. But I am smiling now. She squeezed my hand. And somewhere in the endless dark between worlds, The galaxy learned that sometimes, destiny doesn't arrive with warships or prophecy. Sometimes, it arrives with a smile and the words, "That's my husband."